Hello, everybody. This is a follow-up to my Seesaw videos that I've been making. This is primarily for our parents out there. Now that your children are using Seesaw in the home, I'd like to just show you a couple little things to help you navigate this here. So, probably the first and most important piece of information is that Seesaw can be used on almost any device. It can obviously be used on an iPad. It can be used on a Kindle Fire. It can be used on a Android, Google Phone, anything, and on Chromebook, which is what I have mine on here now. So, real quick, what this is a class that I created for my children for the first 2 weeks of us being on home learning, and I'm using this as my way to kind of show you some material here. So mine looks a tiny little bit different, but it's really almost 99.9% the same for your students. Okay, so the main page is the journal page here. Okay. And when your students are looking for their work, they're going to click on their name right up top here. And as I say that, I'm reminded that when you're logging in, you always want to make sure you're signing in with Google. It'll be one of the buttons that you use when you sign in there. And when you sign in with Google, that's what's going to connect you, your child's Octorara account. That's what's going to log you in to our Octorara Seesaw. We have some extra functions here that the free version doesn't have. We have the school version here. So when they're looking for their classes, and many of the children know this when they've been using Seesaw in school, but this is more for our parents, they're going to click on their name. Now, when I click on my name, you'll see the different classes that I have been a part of. Okay. Now, since I'm one of the school administrators, I have some extra features on here. Okay. But really, this is my practice class that I had originally created. This is a professional development class that I created for some trainings that I did with our teachers. And then this is the home class. It's simply named it home because this is my home class with my children. If I want to bounce around to any of these different classes, I just click on it. Okay. And if I bounce down to any of this class down here, I would just click on it. So something that would really kind of make more sense is if you were bopping from your math class. Let's just say this was Mrs. Reeves' math class, and you're in Mrs. Reeves' math class. You would click on this here. And then if you were looking for work from Coach Feather's physical education class, and maybe that was this one down here, you would click on that right there. Okay. And that's how you would bounce through your different classes. The reason why we have it set up like that is so that each of your children's teachers can push them material that is pertinent for the class that they teach. Okay. You'll also see when you get into this, you'll notice that I'm in my home class here. You'll notice too that if I have any activities waiting for me, let's just say I'm the student right now, since I'm the teacher of this, I don't have any activities waiting for me. But if I'm the student here, I might see like a number one or a two or a three or a four, however many assignments are on there, or activities, I should say, they would be right here. And if you want to look at those activities, you would click on activities. These were the ones that I sent to my children. This is where you would see the activities that your teacher most recently sent to you. And to have your child get started, they could read through the directions. Sometimes they have play instructions on them, depending on our level here. And then we get started with add response. Okay. This looks a little bit different because I'm the teacher of this, but the kids will know what to do. And it looks very, very similar. Okay. If I need to go back to my journal, I can click back on my journal here. Some of our teachers might be sending announcements to your children. That would be here. You would see a number one or a little red circle with a white number one or number two or number three or whatever that may be. So you would click on that here. And this is where you would see your announcements. I was practicing with this and sending some of these to my children. So you'll see that these were the announcements that I sent to my children. Okay. So back to our journal. This is where we have our learning here. You'll notice this probably will pop up using Seesaw for home learning. We are, but we're not going to be using the home learning codes. We've been using Seesaw all year. This isn't new to us. We've already been set up with Seesaw for the entire school year. So we don't need these home learning codes because we're not starting Seesaw right now. We've been using it. It's been hooked into our Google accounts, and the kids have been working with this all year. I hope this helps everybody. Please reach out if you need any more help. Thank you very much.